Yo, what's poppin', guys? Kaiser here with another Genshin Impact video. And now, put down the pitchforks. Put them down, please. Okay, look. I gotta be real with you guys. This is not exactly. This is a controversial video, right? I know that. You can tell by the title. This is gonna be a hot take, right? But here's the thing. This is representing the views of the Chinese players, right? I live in America. I don't have Zhongli yet, right? As the time of recording this video, he ain't out for me yet, okay? They got him in China. I've been looking at all over the internet, seeing what all the Chinese players have to say about him, and I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of upset, right? And there are a couple of reasons for it. I'm gonna also put in some counterpoints, right? And before we even get into any of that, though, right? If you love Zhongli, if you love his character design, if he's your husbando, look, dude, summon for him, right? Don't let this dissuade you from summoning your husbando. If you like his design, good, bad, great, terrible, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna want to get him, right? So still, please, still go for him if you want him. If you don't want him anyways, then I mean, whatever, right? But this is just the initial impressions of the Chinese players. And now there are a couple reasons they're disappointed, right? So the first thing, right, that people are not happy about is there's kind of a meme going around that Xiangling is still the best polearm in the game. I mean, she's the only one before, but they're saying she's the best polearm, and that's because her auto attack percent is apparently higher than Zhongli's somehow, and he's a 5-star. So it's really looking like they want Zhongli to be more of a support character than a main DPS. So, and Xiangling is already more of a support anyways than a main DPS. So at that point, it's kind of like, are you really, you have to really put a lot of effort into making Zhongli a main DPS if you want him to excel. Because his other stuff in his kit, right? He's a Geo. He has that kind of going against him because with someone like Diluc, right? Pyro is OP, right? Like everyone knows Pyro is probably the best element in the entire game. Geo, right? They don't have melt. They don't have vaporize, right? They don't even have, superconduct or anything like that. So with Geo, yeah, they have reactions, but do they really? I mean, right? So compared to someone like Diluc, yeah, okay. So if you're expecting Geo Diluc with a spear, you're gonna be disappointed, right? But the thing is, he does have his shields. His shields are apparently pretty good, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing on his pro side. So make a little list, right? Pros and cons, right? You know, cons spear damage, which is pretty important if you want to be main DPS. Pro shield, good for support. So we're already shaping out to be a support character here, right? There are a few other pros and cons though, right? One con is a lot of people are wanting to pair Zhongli with Ningguang, right? Now look, I'm sure people are gonna find a way to make it work, but currently people are saying that Zhongli's pillars get in the way. Okay, so apparently his pillars get in the way of Zhongli's Jade Screen and all that stuff. So that might be an issue. That might be an issue. We don't know. Maybe people are gonna have to test that out more, see what way they could figure out if you figure out a way around that, right? And another thing, speaking of the pillars, you need to have Constellation 1 to have two pillars. And that's kind of a big deal, right? I mean, that's doubling the amount, basically doubling your ability by having Constellation, which, if you're not going to be welling and summoning a bunch, then you might be out of luck. Now, some people are saying, oh, you only need one pillar, it's a wide enough radius. Maybe for a boss, one pillar would be plenty, right? Because you just need that, it's enough space to resonate with whatever you need for a boss, right? If they're stationary, say maybe like a Cryo Regifine, Pyro Regifine, all that, right? Maybe for the Wolf, not so much. But for Registines, I'm sure one pillar is enough. But then if you have a bunch of enemies, right, trying to clear out a bunch of trash mobs, maybe you're in the Abyss, then Zhongli's looking like he's gonna have a hard time in the Abyss unless you get his Constellation. So Chinese players are saying that you need, high Constellation for him to be at his full potential, kind of like Child, right? Child plays completely different at Constellation 0 than he does at C6. So that's another thing to consider. How much you want to want. I would say Zhongli is probably more free-to-play player friendly than Child. Probably, if you at least got, Zhongli to Constellation 1, he'd probably, he'd be a lot closer to his max potential than Child would be at C1. I'll put it that way, right? So you have an easier time with Zhongli, but if you really want it to be max potential, you may still have to get him Constellation, right? There are a few other things too, right? So people here, and this has to do really with the nature of leaks in general. Like, I know we're not supposed to be talking about leaks in general. At this point, he's already out, so I could talk about Zhongli. It's okay now. The MiHoYo is not gonna come to my house, come to my house personally, arrest me, and drag me to China or something, right? It's fine, right? So the thing is, people leaking Zhongli before. Actually, look, I'll be honest, as someone who loves Genshin Impact, I want leaks because I want to find out about the characters, right? I want to find out what's coming, especially as I consider myself free to play plus. I just get like the Woken Moon, the Battle Pass, that's about it, right? So I want to know what's coming because I ain't gonna drop my promo gems if they ain't good, right? So, and that's the thing, we got our expectations really high because in the beta, he was really, 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 really OP. Okay, and in the testing, he was amazing, amazingly overpowered. Everyone's hyping him up. Trailer just dropped yesterday. Everyone's pumped. Everyone's excited. And then it makes some adjustments, right? Last minute before it comes out. We've seen this before. They've done this before in the game, right? They make some last minute adjustments, and I can't technically call it nerfing him because, well, that information we had before, that wasn't official yet. You know, that wasn't finalized, so it was all subject to change. Now, if they're like halfway through the banner, if they just like gave him a massive nerf, like, you know, said, screw you, only get half a pillar, you know, unless you get C6, and yeah, yeah, obviously that would be a major nerf, and they'd probably get sued for that because, you know, they spent money on it. But as of right now, we can't really do much because it's like, okay, well, he wasn't officially out yet, so they changed stuff about him last minute, but there's nothing we could really do about that. Now, the Chinese players are making a huge, you know, kind of a huge fuss on the forums, right? So maybe if enough people speak up, maybe they'll change it, maybe they'll buff him, right? I'll be down for a buff. Even if I don't pull for Zhongli, I'd still want to be buffed. I want people who like Zhongli to have a good time, right? So it's not hurting me. Because this is not like a PvP game, right? It's not going to hurt me personally if they buff a character that I don't have. It's only going to help me, if anything, because I'm going to be doing co-op, and if I have Zhongli on my team, well, well hell yeah. Going to be stronger. Going to clear that content faster then, right? So, anyway, guys, the point of this video is I don't even know what the point of this video is at this point. I'm sorry, this is a bit of a ramble. But people are disappointed, but also, I mean, kind of understandable. Things could change. He wasn't out officially yet. And also, one other thing to take away is that, well, he just came out in China, right? It'll probably take a few weeks for people to maximize Zhongli's potential. He could change. People, not his build, right? Not his actual stats could change, but people figuring out the best way to use him. Perhaps people will find a way that he could push the DPS charge somehow, right? I mean, I think it's unlikely based on his auto attack percent compared to Xiangling's, right? But at the very least, people might find a really viable way to use him. So don't get your hopes up too much, right? Don't be overhyped, and also don't be like, you know, going to riot or anything because again, he's very new. People can still test him out more. People can still figure it out, and hopefully he'll either get buffed or people will find out, hey, we were wrong somehow, and he's actually amazing. That would be great, right? But yeah, guys, I hope you found this video entertaining, informative somehow. But I really appreciate I really appreciate the support, guys. We got the 500 subs for recently, and it means so much to me, guys. I'm honestly like amazed. I know 500 may not seem like too much, right, compared to all the big YouTubers like millions, like PewDiePie and stuff, right? But for me, it's actually crazy. Okay, like it's actually crazy. I really appreciate all the support, right? So yeah, if you like this video, feel free to hit, you know, smash that like, subscribe for more Genshin Impact content. I know I make a bunch of wild, random type content. I have some weird videos, I have some songs, I have some out there anime, but it's all gonna be in the general kind of otaku gamer sphere, right? So you don't have to worry about me making like, I don't know, a food review or something like that. That's not coming for a hot minute, right? Kaiser food review, right? So yeah, guys, subscribe if you want more just general nerdy weeb stuff, right? Mostly Genshin Impact, right? So, anyways, that's it for today's video. Kaiser out. Peace and booyah.